You can take all of your Grinches, It's a Wonderful Life, and Santa Claus tales and stuff them into your stocking. The best Christmas story is about a boxer. Every man understands the value and importance of supporting your family. You want to bring home money each and every day to keep your wife and kids happy and healthy. What if you were told you must quit your job because of a devastating terminal illness? And worse yet, what if you were told you only had a couple of years to live? Meet Billy Miskey, a 24-year-old boxer in 1918. He lived in St. Paul, Minnesota with his wife Marie and 3 children. In the early 20th century, St. Paul was a boxing haven, and many people came from all over to see famous boxers fight, such as brothers Tommy and Mike Gibbons. Another top contender was heavyweight Billy Miskey. He was known as an extraordinary gentleman and sportsman. Furthermore, he could straight up box. He could take a punch and hit as hard as anyone out there. Boxers in those days were extremely tough and fought matches with just a couple of days of rest. Miskey did pretty well for himself, reaching the heavyweight championship in 1918. Then everything changed. He was given a death sentence. He was diagnosed with Bright's disease, an incurable kidney disease, and was told he only had 5 years to live. Billy never told anyone about the disease, including his manager or wife. In fear for his family's future, he invested all of his earnings in a popular automobile dealership. Just when he thought nothing could get worse, the automobile dealership went bankrupt. By 1922, his health deteriorated badly, and he was at the point where he could hardly walk, let alone box. He knew this coming Christmas would be his last. However, he was not going to leave his family with his debt. There was only one way out of the problem. He needed one last fight. He called up his manager, Jack, and gave him the news. "Get me a fight," Billy said. Jack responded, "You're in no condition to train, let alone fight. I'll give you the money. How much do you need?" Billy answered, "No, I've never taken a handout, and I'm not going to start now. I need a fight, please, for me, Jack." Jack granted him one last fight, and on November 7th, 1923, a near-death Billy Miskey entered the ring in Omaha, Nebraska, against top heavyweight contender Billy Brennan. Barely able to stay on his feet, he won. He brought home the $2,500 prize, and finally gave his wife the news that he was dying of kidney failure. Billy survived until Christmas, which he spent at home with his family. With the money, he paid off all of his debts and bought gifts for his children and wife. Billy died a week later, on New Year's Day. The adversity Billy faced when he was diagnosed with his illness was unimaginable. There were many choices that he could have made at that time in his life. He could have chosen to live out the next 5 years of his life instead of fighting in that match. He would have depended on his wife and family to nurse him and make up his debts. He would have sat in his wheelchair watching his wife suffer as she worked, took care of the kids, and took care of him. But no, Billy decided to deal with his problem head-on. When he stepped in the ring that day, he literally fought for his life and for the future of his family. I think we can all learn that when faced with obstacles in our lives, sometimes the best way out is through.